Hi everyone, welcome to this week's new episode of Physician Healer. I'm Dr. Celeste Amaya, integrative physician. And before we deep dive into today's Meridian meditation tutorial, I just want to share a few minutes of this week's reflections and what I saw as struggles with my patients during the last week or so. And mostly, as you know, other than annual physicals, most people when they come in, or most of the time when we go and see a physician or a primary care health practitioner, is really to talk about why we ache, our ailments, why we aren't feeling very well. And I realized just over time, but more so in the last couple of weeks, how difficult it really is to get someone to change the mindset, because the mindset is really the key that holds on to sometimes how we're feeling terrible, how we're feeling really miserable. And without changing the mindset through sometimes repetition, through techniques such as using the meridian therapy along with meditation, along with intentional statements, just over and over and over again to allow the subconscious to change. Without doing that, we tend to live out our lives in the misery that we've actually designed for ourselves. And it's not our fault. We're not ever taught this in school, but according to Dr. Bruce Lipton, who wrote The Biology of Belief, and I mention him in several of my newsletters over the course of the last year. He wrote The Biology of Belief. He talks about the programming in our subconscious mind from age 0 to 7, where, as children, first as babies, we're basically absorbing everything in our surroundings, everything we see. I mean, our five senses: see, hear, taste, smell, what we hear. We just kind of do a very passive download. We watch the adults around us. We model ourselves as the right way to behave, the right way to talk, to feel, to react by everything we see around us. And then until the time we can actually speak and we start to develop our own character, we sometimes come into conflict because we develop our own, but also overshadowed by the programming from the adults or whoever was around us during our formative years. And this, unfortunately, carries on through adulthood. And so I find that a lot of times it's not so simple when someone tells me, I'm just going to, for example, say, knee pain. Gosh, my knee really hurts and I can't play tennis anymore. I can't go walking. I can't carry things around. And then you look at all the films, you look at all the specialists they've seen, and they all basically kind of scratch their heads. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe you just have to something to live with. But that's kind of like, it doesn't go anywhere. When we live, we want to kind of thrive. And so these cases come to me where I'm trying to work with the patient, the individual, and then I discover how difficult it is to actually get better if you don't work on the mindset, if you actually don't work on changing the subconscious mind. And so I'm going to give you an example. Many, many years ago, there was a really nice lady. I'm going to call her Mrs. S. And she used to come in pretty much every week, every 2 weeks. And I'd come into the room and I'd say, "Hi, Mrs. S, how you doing?" And invariably, every single time, "Oh, I'm miserable. Oh, just absolutely miserable. Terrible. My life is just terrible." And I would just say, "Well, tell me, I used to actually ask her, well, what's so terrible about it?" But then I thought, you know what? I'm going to try to change her paradigms. I'm going to see if I could change her mindset and have her focus onto something more positive. So one day I actually had gone in. I didn't ask her how she was doing. I figured she would probably say, life is miserable and I'm just terrible. So I actually came in and say, "Hi, I was going to have you, entertain me with an answer. I'm going to ask you one simple question. So tell me, Mrs. S, today, if I were to ask you, what are you grateful for in your life today?" And she didn't hear me. She just kind of went on about how miserable she was today. No. I said, before we go there, I just, humor me. I just want to know, what are you grateful for today? What is it that you love about your life? Anything at all. What are you going to hold gratitude for this moment? Just one thing. And she sat and sat and sat seriously. She couldn't give me an answer. And I said, oh, come on, Mrs. S, there has to be something, just one thing, that you're breathing, that your heart is beating, that you have a roof over your head, you have clothes on your back. And she kind of just ignored me. She just went ahead, and her eyes were floating about and thinking. She goes, man, she's like, you give me really hard questions. Well, I said, just one thing, could be something really simple. What are you grateful for? And she thought and thought and thought. And I swear to God, it took her close to 10 minutes. And I just waited. I waited until she was able to give me an answer. And her answer was, well, my garage door finally got fixed because I got the serviceman to come and fix it. And that was it. And then right after that, she just went back on. But not only did she go on to why she was feeling miserable and terrible yet again today, she went ahead and just said, you know, when I was living in Chicago with my husband, the winters were so terribly cold. And then she would start to act like she was there. And she'd start to shiver. She'd start to rub her arms and just going, ooh, it was terrible. It was terrible living there. I said, Mrs. S, if you look outside right now, we're in the desert and it's really sunny out and we're in the middle of summer. So it's really, really warm. Maybe after you get out of this office, just go out and take a walk. You'd be like bathing in the warm sunlight. And she totally ignored me. And she said, but you don't understand. When I lived in Chicago with my husband, oh, it was just brutally cold there. Ooh, it was so cold, so cold. It was terrible. Life was terrible. I was miserable there. And that's how she went on for the rest of the visit. So until I kind of switched gears and we really started to kind of talk about, I gave her some positive affirmations, not sure if it was working for her that day, but thereafter it was always the same. It was just one negativity after another. And then I realized as I was thinking about my week at work today, just watching, observing, trying to really help patients step into the thriving mode, I realized that it's doable, but it's really not that easy to make someone feel better and to feel well, to actually feel healthy. So much of that is not physical. So much of that it's in the mind, it's in the mindset. And a lot of this is programming from when we were children. But we don't know this. I mean, I only knew this through continuous studying after medical school. They don't teach us this in school. They just teaches us, the medications, the body, the physiology. When you have this disease, these are the pills, these are the procedures, this is what you do. And we don't really go into the mind-body connection and to understand that the body is an instrument of the mind. The body reacts to whatever the mind tells it to feel, to do. So I thought about, what could be done about this? Could patients, other individuals really practice to get to a better state of health, to practice certain kinds of techniques or methods? And the key is just really repetition, journaling, keeping up every day to be persistent and to be consistent. So what I try to do in my newsletters, which is also called Physician Healer, it's under substack.com, substack.com, and is under Physician Healer each week. I try to go over at the end of the newsletter a small exercise for meditation and relaxation, and I go over intentional statements. I go over that week, what points to use. Obviously, if you're well versed in all the meridian endpoints, you can use any points you wish to, all of them, some of them, just one, just two, whatever calls to you. I believe in just feeling comfortable and in the moment. I believe that's really the most important thing. But it should be published for this week. There's a new issue coming out, and I do go over some of those aspects of what I just talked about today. So today what I wanted to do was really kind of go over an exercise using the meridian Meridian meditation tutorial method to just go over some intentional statements on really just through repetition. After you played it once, play it again, play it yet again, play it tomorrow, the next day, play it throughout the week, repeat it several times, and just really allow the subconscious mind to take in the new information. And yes, what Dr. Lipton said was we are reprogramming a recording that was made a long, long time ago. And without popping the recording out and re-recording it, we basically run on automatic. We basically run through the program just without thinking. And part of what we need to do is to be able to think, to decide, to use new ideas. How do we really want to feel? What is it that we want to do every day? How is our lives more fulfilled? How do we want to feel? If we don't feel so well with our health, how do we really want to feel? And really just kind of drum it in through the subconscious, because when the mind changes, when you change your mindset, the body follows. So if you guys are ready, I'm going to go ahead and have you just find a place that's comfortable, quiet, and just kind of sit comfortably. Try to sit upright. Don't try to lean on a pillow or anything. Don't try to lie down. Otherwise, you'll just fall asleep, which is okay. But try not to make it so easy for you to fall asleep. So just sit up. And what I'm going to have you do is just, those of you who are new to this channel, those of you who are not familiar with meridian endpoints, I'm just going to go quickly through the points that I might be using all of them. I might be using some of them today, but I will just go through point number 1 would be the blade or the judo. They also call it the karate chop. It is the soft fleshy part of the edge of the hand, and it's a gentle repetitive pressure or tapping. You could do it on either hand. And usually when I tell you to switch points, I will tell you which point. So this is the hand. I call this the chest point. It's also called the collarbone point, but the collarbone is up here. And the soft part is really, you can feel the rib cage. It extends from the notch. You can feel the notch where the arm hooks on to the collarbone, extends under the collarbone to the breastbone or the sternum, and sort of, to me, an elliptical position. And so this whole area here is good. You can either stay in one place, stay in one place, stay in one place, or you can do a really nice rotational motion. Either way, whatever's comfortable for you. And as you begin to practice more and more every day, you're going to figure out what's comfortable for you. You can also do one hand on one side, cross-side, or both sides. Okay, so whatever's easiest for you. You could do one hand, both hands. The same message gets across to the brain. Okay, so again, I did 1, I get 2. Now I'm going to go to they call the brow point. It is the brow point that's closest to, not the end, but right here, closest to the forehead. And here's the bridge of the nose. So right here is the bony structure, right in here. Corner of the eye, again, the bony structure here. Not the temple. This is where the temporal artery runs. It's the soft part, but it's the bony part of the socket. Bony part is called under the eye or the cheekbone, right in here. This is the fleshy part of the cheek, not there, right in here. The next point is the mustache point, under the nose, okay, under the nose. Under the lower lip, soul patch, where the guys grow the soul patch, right in here, very gently. You could use any finger you want, whatever's comfortable. And then there's one on the top of the head, which is this area here, not the forehead, not the very back, but right in here. It extends out this way and back. It's a little tiny patch right in here. So you just gently tap, gently pat. You can do two hands. It's okay too. And then lastly, there's the side. And the side is basically the easiest is, if I were to use this hand, put across the shoulder, because you can rest it, and basically hug yourself underneath the arm. You just hug yourself. And then gently tap here. It's called the rib cage or side. And you do it on the other side too. Place this hand on the shoulder, and this arm goes underneath, and you're hugging yourself, and also gently able to reach the side or the rib cage point. And these are very, very simple to remember. The more you do it, the more you will remember. It's really not anything, tremendously time consuming that you have to sit there. Try not to stress out. If you can only, learn 2 points, 3 points, that's okay too. Do whatever you can. Because in time, when you practice, you're going to kind of get your momentum and get your rhythm and whatever you like, whatever you like to continue each day. Make this yours. Make this your thing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and have you guys just sit comfortably, close your eyes. And again, you can have quiet music playing in the back. You can have meditative music. Some of my patients use Tibetan bowls, sounds, nature sounds, birds chirping, tropical, tropical outside, the woodland, the beach. You can have the water running, whatever's comfortable for you. I'm doing this in silence so that you can play your own music in the background. So let's go ahead and close our eyes. I'm going to have you just take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. And what you want to do is keep the inhale and the exhale to 5 to 7 seconds in length to really kind of relax it out. When you breathe in, consciously visualize the breath going all the way down into the belly. And then allow yourself, as you exhale, again, 5 to 7 seconds, and allow the breath to come out fully. And just take your time with this. You can do this 3 times, 4 or 5 times. Okay, so go ahead and close your eyes. And just go ahead and relax your hands onto the lap. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. And release. Inhale. Release. Again, slow inhale. And out. And go ahead and just breathe gently, breathe very quietly. And we're going to go ahead and start with the chest points. I'm going to go ahead and have you either use 1 or 2 hands. I'm going to use 2 and just kind of gently rotate a little bit on both sides. And I will begin. Feel free to repeat after me or just quietly listen and just tap the areas. Either way is fine. Either way is perfect. I am here with my mind, body, and spirit today, asking the mind, body, and spirit to make that connection today, to allow my body and my mind to heal, to restore, to regenerate into a balanced state. I give thanks and much gratitude to all elements of me, and I realize that my connection is not just to myself, but my connection is with others, with everything and all things around me. The connection I have is also to things much more vast than I can ever dream of. But it is this connection that brings me to this moment, brings me to the now and to the present time, allowing me to release, allowing me to surrender to what is here now, allowing my body to flow, allowing my body to release, allowing my mind to flow, and allowing my mind to release. I will now change the meridian point to the brow, closest to the forehead, and begin gently tapping here. As I breathe into the space of the present time, I'm aware of truths of this moment, the now. I ask myself, regardless of what's going on outside of me, am I breathing? Can I feel my breath? Yes. Can I feel my heartbeat? Yes. Do I know that I'm alive? Yes. Am I grateful? Yes. Can I be grateful for everything and anything? Yes. Can I be grateful for nothing at all? For just existing? Yes. I allow these to be my truths for all present moments, for all moments of now. I'm now going to switch the meridian endpoint to the corner of the eye and begin gently using repetitive pressure here. As I breathe into the present moment, the now, I am fully aware of my coherence. I'm fully aware of my ability to release things that no longer serve me. I release my fears, I release my frustrations, I release all my worries. I release all expectations, judgments, for they are merely illusions. I release all labels, emotions, and reactions, for those too are illusions. I am free to decide in the now. I am free to choose in the now. There is no past. There is no future. There is just this moment of endless possibilities, and I am worthy. I will now switch the meridian point to under the eye at the cheekbone, and gently, using repetitive tapping right in here, very gently. As I breathe into the present moment, as I breathe into the now, I release all that feels heavy. I release the lessons I have learned, but I release them without fear. I release them happily, for maybe many others have things to learn as well. So I freely release all the heaviness and the burdens. I release all the lessons in my life. I free myself to flow forward. I release the heaviness of my bags, my suitcases, my luggage. I set everything down here, and I can feel myself flow gently forward with ease, without effort at all. I breathe into the space of the present time. I will now switch the meridian point to under the nose, where you grow the mustache. As I breathe into the present moment, as I breathe into the now, I'm worthy of being strong. I'm worthy of being healthy. I'm worthy of feeling alive and vibrant. I release all negativity. I release all heaviness. I allow myself to feel resilient. I allow the healing energy to flow through me, around me, to heal me, for I am worthy. I will now switch the meridian point to under the lower lip at the dip, where the guys grow the soul patch, and gently tap here. As I breathe into the present time, as I breathe into the now, I am worthy, I am healthy, I am strong. I continue to be stronger every day. I continue to be lighter every day. I continue to heal quickly every day. The past does not define me, for the past is gone. I am here in the now. I release and surrender to what is in this very moment, and I get to choose. I will now return the meridian point to the chest, and gently again tap here. As I breathe into the present moment, as I breathe into the now, I am worthy of all great things. I will now begin intentional statements. Why is my life all of a sudden so awesome that I didn't notice before? Why are all these incredible synchronicities happening for me that I didn't notice before? How am I feeling so much stronger and lighter every day that I didn't notice before? How did I become so worthy of great things that I didn't notice before? How am I able to live in the moment every day now that I didn't notice before? How was I able to release the past that I didn't know before? How am I able to not go too far forward into the future without living in this moment that I didn't notice before? I am here in the moment. I'm here in the now. All there is the present time. There is no past. There is no future. The past does not define me. The future does not define me. I make my own choices. I choose to thrive. I choose to be strong. I choose to move forward with ease. I choose to move forward with less and less effort. I breathe into the space of the present moment. I continue to flow. I continue to feel light, and I continue to feel lighter and lighter as the day goes on. How am I feeling so much lighter now than I did before? How am I able to feel lighter as the days turn to weeks, months, and years? I allow myself to feel lighter and lighter as days go on. I breathe into the space of the present moment. I release all residual heaviness in this point. I am here in the now. I am breathing. My heart is beating. I am here. I am important. I am worthy. And I continue to be stronger every day. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Track that breath all the way down into the belly. Breathe in all that brightness into every cell of the body. Release through the mouth. Release all that residual heaviness that has remained. And when you're ready, take another slow, deep breath in through your nose. And release. Release all that residual heaviness. Allow it to come through. Go ahead and now and rest the hands. Stop the tapping. Just rest your hands gently, leaving your eyes closed. I'm going to have you take very slow, relaxed breaths through the nose and just gently exhale through the mouth. Let's do this 3 times. Third time. Release. Allow yourself to remain with your eyes closed just for another minute or so as I guide you through. Remember to repeat this as often as you can. Keep a journal. Make sure you write down every day between 5 and 8 gratitudes, more if you have more. Read them over every day. Keep a small one with you when you're away, in your pocket, in your purse, in your tote bag, your business pack. Check in with that. And if you find yourself feeling down, feeling frustrated, not feeling at peace, begin by gently accessing any point that I've taught you, and just say for a few moments, I'm worthy, I'm releasing the heaviness, I'm releasing the burdens, I am releasing my angst. I'm going to let love flow through me. I'm going to let gratitude flow through me. I'm going to let light flow through me. And then you will just breathe, and that will automatically reset you. There's nothing wrong with any of us or any of you. We all have good days and bad days because life is a roller coaster. It's up and down. It is said the tide comes in, the tide recedes, the sun rises and the sun sets. This is part of life. This is part of life's adventures. And also remember, on the other side of heaviness is always magic. On the other side of not feeling good, there's magic. On the other side of pain, of struggles, is always magic. And you just have to climb that hill and slide down the other side to get there. Just remember, repetition is key. Keep repeating, keep drumming it in, and your subconscious will slowly accept and change its mindset. It will change the programming. It takes time, but we're all getting there. And I know you can get there too. Take another slow, deep breath in for me. Release. And when he calls to you, just gently open your eyes and just basically stare, relaxed for a moment, and just come out of this state, this relaxed state, very slowly. Come back into the present moment, into the present reality, very slowly and very gently. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Physician Healer. Please remember to like this video, comment, and ring the bell so you can get alerts whenever new episodes are published. Remember to share with anyone that you feel that this might have meaning for, and leave me in the comment section what you liked about it, what affected you, what would you like to see more of, and any questions. I will do my best to answer all of them. And don't forget to remember to check out my free newsletter. It's weekly. It is published on substack.com, and that's substack.com, under the same name and title, Physician Healer. Again, this is Dr. Celeste Amaya. It's really good to be with you today. And again, repetition is key. Keep going. Don't give up. You'll get there. we're all there. We're all traveling this journey together, okay? Well, thanks for joining me. Until next time, lots of love and gratitude to all of you, peace and a lot of light. Bye-bye.